Well, there's an image to start your morning. Don't be afraid. It's not Halloween yet. No. Rather, they're the ones who are now afraid because of a statement made by the number 2 Democrat, who just gave them a game over moment. Things you should never state in the midst of a shutdown are stated. But you see, what's the old saying? If you stand for nothing, you'll fall for anything. And what do the Democrats actually stand for? You see, these are all fossils of the past because they're allowing a more progressive wing of their party to rise up, but the progressive wing doesn't care because they'll gain power because the old fossils, well, look incompetent. And the Republicans don't care because the old fossils look incompetent. But who pays the price? Won't we the people? As always. And it doesn't appear that the Democrats care because they just told you they didn't. And that's the story I'll bring you in just 1 minute. Why? But you see, California's got a lot of issues, doesn't it? You remember the statement from President Trump?
We're going to go to San Francisco. The difference is I think they want us in San Francisco. San Francisco was truly one of the great cities of the world. And then 15 years ago, it went wrong. It went woke. We're going to go to San Francisco, and we're going to make it great. We're going to make it great. It'll be great. Again, San Francisco is a great city.
Well, Gavin Newsom took exception with that statement, so he had a statement of his own.
We're going to be fierce in terms of our response. We're going to be focused, and quite literally, this is the lawsuit that I will file within a nanosecond of any efforts to send the military to one of America's great cities.
Now, you don't think Gavin Newsom obviously has not learned his lesson yet, has he? If you're going to attempt to saber rattle with President Trump, you will get a response, and now you did.
Based on our DHS sources, at around 100 federal agents and officers from multiple agencies, including ICE and Customs and Border Protection, will be in the San Francisco area as early as Thursday.
Ouch. Gavin, you think you'd learn your lesson, huh? But you go on and start calling him even more names. You call him a broken man, to be more specific. But isn't it your state that's broken? Isn't it your rules and regulations that's broken? How come California is the epicenter of everything that's wrong with this country? A general statement, I understand. But when you hear things like this coming out of the state of California again, I couldn't even fathom when I heard this, that this was a reality of how many lives this is going to put in danger. Listen in here.
I shared this with the mayor. Over the course of the next couple of weeks, the Oversight Committee will be launching on their website a master ICE tracker, where we're going to be essentially tracking every single instance that we can verify that the community will be able to send us information on.
A master ICE tracker. You are going to alert everyone to where ICE officers are moving who are attempting to enforce immigration law and put their lives in danger. Our Congress is sick. They are literally sick individuals. There is something wrong with them. These are the Democrats making these announcements as if it's normal. Pam Bondi coming out, Shutdown Democrats are already refusing to pay our law enforcement agents. Oh, we're going to come back around at that here in a second. Now, Representative Robert Garcia and Senator Blumenthal are trying to put ICE agents at risk just for doing their jobs by outing them with an ICE tracker. The Justice Department has zero tolerance for violence against law enforcement. We will prosecute any person who physically assaults our agents, but unfortunately, we now have to potentially deal with physical assaults. How could anyone deem this as normal? You just watched a horrific accident in California I paid for you, following another horrific accident on top of all, and I've shown you how many dangerous criminals are being deported, and yet they want to stop it. Does that help we the people by stopping it? Of course it doesn't. Common sense tells you it doesn't. But that's not their interest, is it? If your interest was with we the people, you would preserve and protect the borders of the great Republic of the United States of America. But that's not what they're interested in doing. And the next clips I'm going to show you will illustrate that even further as it becomes more dangerous. Because if you think the rhetoric has stopped, if you think the threat level has stopped, and if you think their concern for we the people has grown at all, oh, you'd be woefully wrong. Now, before I go to the rest of the story, you are all rock stars. And I truly mean that. You have helped this channel to explode by, again, just thankfully following some simple steps that I ask you to do, which is making sure your bell is checked all, by subscribing if you're new here, by putting a comment, by sharing a video, by joining as a member here. All those things tell the algorithm and YouTube that this news matters. I even saw one of you comment yesterday, this news matters. Thank you for that. It's why this channel grows, because without that, YouTube wouldn't know this news matters and it would disappear. So because of each and every one of you rock stars out there, we continue to grow. This channel is exploding, and thank you for that. Those of you who've gone to our home news platform of restrictedrepublic.com, and I can't tell you how many thousands of you have joined us there, now know what commercial and commercial-free, non-sponsored news sounds like. It's audience-funded news. It's only Lisa and me and what we want to put on the air. Uncensored, unfiltered, no commercials, no interruptions. RestrictedRepublic.com monthly and annual subscriptions also. And I cannot even express to you how many comments, how many emails I've received on this company chapter. Do you know it's open enrollment, Medicare annual enrollment right now? Started October 15th, goes through December 7th. I was lucky enough to come across this company chapter. They are licensed Medicare professionals. And what's amazing about them is when you're in this now enrollment period, seniors are getting bombarded, robocallers, emails, everyone's destroying them. And they're all trying to push their plans, the plans that benefit them. But chapter's different. They're experts because plans change every year. Some plans even disappear. Some doctors end up disappearing. And most seniors end up overpaying. Well, chapter is the experts at finding all the options in your area. Not steering you to the plans that benefit them, steering you towards the plans that benefit you. And most times they do it in under 20 minutes or less. The average person who calls them saves $1,100 a year for making one simple phone call, free phone call, to 805-619-5011. Under 20 minutes or less. That phone call can't hurt. Because guess what? If you have the best plan, they'll tell you. No harm, no foul. You'll feel great about your day. If you don't have the best plan, they'll tell you, and you'll put money in your pocket by calling 805-619-5011. And guess what? You'll have a great day. Don't wait till the last minute. Call them today. These people are amazing. And by the comments I receive, I could tell you, through the testimonials, they are incredible because people have absolutely loved their service. And right now, don't forget, October 15th to December 7th, don't wait too long. It is Medicare enrollment period, and these folks are the experts in getting you the best plan. Let them help you through it. But now, let's get back to this broadcast.
Work. I'm from the hood, okay? So when a bully comes, like, if there are no rules, you literally have to figure it out. So Donald Trump has changed things, and people trying to do what's always been done is not going to work. And I think that's why Democrats are losing black people. That's why they're losing poor people, because poor people, all they want is for us to fight. So if you hit me in my face, I'm not going to punch you back in your face. I'm going to go across your neck because...
Wow. You come after me, I'll cut your throat. So much for cooling the rhetoric, huh? Oh, you from the street. Isn't that great, huh? You see, Democrats are losing their way. They've lost their way. They are a fragmented, destroyed party. They have no idea which direction they're going. And because of that, they're losing their support. Every day they lose their support. I mean, next thing I'm going to hear is that, the press is now protecting President Trump, because that's how far-fetched the Democrats have become. There's no way I would ever hear that the press is actually covering for a Republican, right? When we know the press covers for Democrats.
Of so many of the countries that he has mentioned that are autocracies or absolute dictatorships, to have no free press, so no information can come out. And doesn't that dramatically hurt the American people? When government is shielded and can do whatever it wants and hurt as many people as it wants because you don't have a free press, doesn't it really shouldn't it really frighten every American that this is a large step on the road away from democracy, towards tyranny, and towards authoritarian government? I would ask my colleagues.
Wow. Chucky. For how many years did the press shield the Biden administration and continues to today to destroy the Trump administration? As a matter of fact, they even intrude on global conflict. Did you see this, Chucky? By the way, Wall Street Journal put this out. U.S. lifts key restrictions on Ukraine's use of European long-range missiles. Did you read that? Because you know that was untrue. They were trying to actually, potentially start a conflict between the U.S. and Russia. Oh, but they're shielding for the Trump administration. The Wall Street Journal story on USA's approval of Ukraine being allowed to use long-range missiles deep into Russia is fake news. The U.S. had nothing to do with those missiles, wherever they came from, or what Ukraine does with them. But they're shielding for the Trump administration. You see, Chucky, you guys, when you run out of talking points, just make up talking points. And now we, the people, are awoken to that fact. But this should wake up the rest of your constituency. You see, in the midst of a shutdown, I'd ask several things of you. One I would ask, before I get to this clip, is if none of federal employees are going to be paid, that each and every one of you should not be paid. Ooh, that would hurt, wouldn't it? Oh, of course not, though, because rules for thee, but not for me, right? But Trump, he's the tyrant. But each of you will keep collecting your money, right? How can I prove that? Here, out of Arizona News. Let's just go here real quick. Let me reframe this. Listen in here for one moment.
And our Arizona Republican Congressman Juan Ciscomani says he's not taking a paycheck during this shutdown. He signed a letter asking House leadership to withhold his salary until the shutdown ends.
Now, that decision stands in sharp contrast to Arizona Democratic Senator Ruben Gallego, who told NBC News that he cannot afford to miss a paycheck, citing mortgage, rent, and child support obligations. In his words, "I am not wealthy and I have 3 kids, so it's not feasible, not going to happen."
But
Wow. I'm not wealthy and I have 3 kids would basically be missing, mortgage payments, rent payments, child support. So it's not feasible, not going to happen. Democrat Senator Ruben Gallego out of Arizona. Well, isn't that convenient for you? But how about all the other federal employees? I guess for them, fangu, huh? That's what you're doing. I can't even believe you'd make that statement, Ruben. That's disgusting and despicable. The fact that you'll call anyone, your party will call anyone a tyrant when you make a statement like that is ludicrous. It's almost like you guys are just simply using this for leverage, but you would never say that out loud because you would never harm we the people or federal employees or harm even air traffic or potentially not pay our soldiers or anyone else who's working in the federal government simply for leverage. Because if you did that, why would anyone ever vote for you? And you would most definitely never say that out loud, because if you said that out loud, holy crap, who would ever vote for you?
I mean, shutdowns are terrible. And of course, there will be, families that are going to suffer. We take that responsibility very seriously. But it is one of the few leverage times we have.
That's the Democrat whip number 2. Of course, there will be families that are going to suffer, but it's one of the few leverage times we have. So you are going to destroy families because it's leverage for you, but at the same time continue to collect your paychecks. Now that seems to me, if you are to represent we the people, fundamentally wrong. I don't know, what do you think? Be curious. Do you believe that during a shutdown, congressional members should collect paychecks or not? Yes or no? Simple question, right? Because that Democrat, and I just realized on the banner on the bottom that I completely misspelled destroys. It's destroys. I'm always one to admit my mistakes. There, it's all corrected now. Before the vocabulary police gets me. Can't believe I did that. But nonetheless, I am dumbfounded. I am dumbfounded that they said that part out loud. But they did. They're shameless. Absolutely shameless. These are the people who have been calling conservatives fascists. These people are socialists. The government gets everything, the people get nothing. Rules for thee, but not for me. It's almost as if there's a strategy behind that I've shown you before. The communist strategy of I'm going to call you what I am until it becomes truth. If I call Trump a fascist and a tyrant enough, eventually it become truth, even though I am the fascist and the tyrant. But what are the Democrats allowing? They're allowing a rise of socialism. Zoran Mandami, Socialist Rifle Association, No King, supported by Armed Queers, another socialist organization. Example after example after example. And we know the Democrats support it because we've seen it. They're at their meetings. So here is Senator Warren with the head of Salt Lake City Armed Queers. Let's see what a few hours of tracing lobby funds flow. Now you're seeing why they're going after the funding. It's almost like you would allow new candidates to come in. I don't see a path for him in the general election. Graham Plattner's former political director reacts to Reddit and tattoo controversy. What tattoo are they speaking of exactly? Have you heard this story yet? Remember, Trump is the tyrant, the fascist, the Nazi. That tattoo. Oh, but he's a Democrat. It's the Republicans, right? Well, I'll play his defense. His defense was that he got that as a young man, and he's had that tattoo forever, and he's displayed it forever, and he had no idea what it meant. Except there's a lot more history behind him that's coming out. Because he had several Reddits out there, of which he appears. Reddit posts reveal embattled progressive star recruited and provided firearm training for the main Socialist Rifle Association, but Trump and the Republicans are the socialists and tyrants. Ouch. Really hurts when you just do a little digging, huh? You see, there's folks out there who are digging a lot. Check out the main SRA chapter. We're quite active. The guy with that tattoo. That tattoo that really looks like the Nazi Death Heads unit, doesn't it? But he didn't know. He just got it in Croatia. It's what we do when you're younger. No idea what it meant for all these years. Nobody ever told him. Until he was called out on it. Then he did what every good Democrat does. Apologize. After they're caught. And then change it.
We went ashore, we found a tattoo parlor after a fair amount of heavy carousing, and we found a tattoo on the wall, a piece of flash that looked like a terrifying skull and crossbones. We thought it looked cool, and so we got it. I have had this tattoo for the last 18 years. I open in my life with the fact I had a skull and crossbones on my chest, because that's what I thought it was. It's come to my attention that it has a stark resemblance to a symbol that is used by neo-Nazis. I have lived a life dedicated to anti-fascism, anti-racism, and anti-Nazism. I think that racism and anti-Semitism are a long scourge on our society and a long scourge on our politics, and I think it has no place in our world. For that reason, I have gone and gotten it covered up. Last night, I went to a tattoo parlor, and I got this to cover up the skull and crossbones.
Like I said, what they always do, cover it up. But sometimes they just say the quiet part out loud, don't they? They can't help themselves. But some things can't be covered up. Some things shouldn't be said. Some things are just plain evil.
I think the little Manchurian candidate, J.D. Vance, wants to be president more than anything else.
Yeah.
I always wonder what's going on in the mind of his wife. Like, are you okay? Please blink 4 times.
Yes.
We'll come over here. We'll save you. And that he's willing to do anything to get there.
You're going to attack J.D. Vance and his wife, Jen Psaki. Are you worried that he's gaining popularity, Jen? Did you have to do the most despicable thing you could possibly do and attack his relationship with his wife as if she is a victim, if she's a prisoner in his home? That's disgusting. You guys really have no cards left, do you? But I guess you're just afraid. Because Democrats have again destroyed themselves. Why anyone would vote for him at this point in time? I don't even know if they know what they'll be voting for or who they are. Which wing of the party are you voting for? Because tomorrow it will probably change again. Folks, I love you all. Hope you enjoyed this clip as to why they're so fearful now of J.D. Vance. I hope if you enjoy the style of broadcast I'm bringing you, that you'll continue to subscribe, share these videos, and always comment. Because of that, this channel continues to grow. Most importantly, Godspeed and God bless. Until next time, Justus Knight, signing out.